While sailing to Haiti, Oscar and I might have developed a disconnect in our relationship, but we still had many other projects and things to focus on in order to complete this mission. Like this bridge crossing. We actually anchored nearby for 10 hours waiting for low tide so that our 60-foot boat mast could clear under the 65-foot bridge in Lake Worth, Florida. Sequoia had done this many times before. It got tickled? It got tickled?
Yeah.
Oh
the
my
radio
God.
antenna always hits. Yeah. Oh, the radio antenna definitely was hit.
The sun had set quickly just in time for wind to pick up as we attempted to dock.
Shine on that boat right in front of us. Shine on the dock! Push us away so we get the fender faster.
He's shining.
You can. Get a bow line on the dock now! Got a bow line on the dock! Pull it around here. Okay, good.
He said back it up.
Back it up, he said. Back it up, or you're gonna fly there.
Just don't let go, okay?
No. We got you.
Honestly, our port at Lake Worth is a whirlwind of a memory. This place was the catalyst for Oscar and I to end our romantic and working relationship.
Take that out of context and it means something completely different than what actually happened, you know.
Thankfully, I was around a crew that really took the time to hold space for us and help us process our breakup immediately. It wasn't pretty at all, and we all served an important purpose in this voyage, so we continued on. Yes, that's right. I continued living and working on a boat with my now ex-boyfriend. My journey with Oscar taught me so much, and I knew I was called to go on this trip to Haiti, no matter what, to help the nonprofits who were connected with Elavash. So the adventure continued on. Oscar left for a couple of days to gather more supplies, and Sequoia, Laura, and I grinded, with some help, preparing the boat, loading more supplies, and waiting on the weather.
Don't you want me, baby?
You put that together with there. You put that together with there. Now, you either do a cow hitch loop, or you can tie a knot in.
Could have a storm, eh?
Oh yeah. How are you doing?
Not very well. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm kind of like I have a sore throat or something.
Do you have some vitamin C to chug or anything?
I've done 2,000 milligrams of emergency,
Good.
and I've been taking a bunch of zinc as well.
Oh, good. You know what to do. You know how to take care of that body. During these times in port waiting on the weather, it was also a great opportunity for us, recent strangers, to get to know each other better. There was never a dull moment.
Girls call me Sequoia.
Get your backpack, you can put it on your back. Here's a clean piece of
No, I think I'll
rice.
put it on my face
You can put
instead.
it on your back too. I thought we were just waiting for weather. I mean, other than a big shopping day, what do we got to do?
Load all the cargo. The purpose of doing the inventory is to figure out the shopping list so we can go shopping. We probably need to
Where's the car-
figure
where's-
out the visa things, do that whatever paperwork in case we have to stop in the Bahamas.
tested too.
Okay, well that also doesn't take too long either. Well, it's doable.
You know how when somebody is really stubborn and set in their ways, it's hard
No,
for them to change.
never met anybody like that. I've been so blessed.
Those people,
Yeah, you must live in an alternate reality.
people exist.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you must live in some other universe than the
I
one I
have
live
to,
in.
otherwise I'd be crazy.
The longer I'm here, the more money I spend. You know, I mean, just because, you know, I spend money every day. The only way I make money is if I get to the Virgin Islands. And originally, my intention and plan and hope was to get there by the end of November. Well, obviously that ain't going to happen because the charter season starts at Thanksgiving, you know, and December is is the month when people start coming, and I've already had reservation requests for December that I've declined because I don't know when I'm going to get there, so I've declined them. It's going to be really tight to even get to the Virgin Islands before Christmas, you know. So I'm just feeling a little stressed about that, you know.
Yeah.
That so.
I have a perspective real quick, because you were talking about how, you know, you would prefer for things to be this way and that way, and what I find is that when things change or don't go as planned or become more challenging, is that no matter what direction we go in, there's going to be opportunity for beauty.
Yeah.
There's going to be
that.
so much.
Absolutely.
I know you know that too.
I know, it's true. And I thank you for saying it, because it's good to remember.
And I think no matter what things come up, if things get prolonged, if we get to jump and go underway early, like there's going to be something divine that's going to be happening along the way. There's opportunities for it everywhere. What ends up happening from here on, like there'll be some beautiful things happening.
It's just letting go of,
especially with the kind of
itinerary.
Yeah,
letting go of.
And because of the attitude that we all have.
I know.
Because we can't control it all.
Yeah.
Especially the weather.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially other people.
She laughing.
Yeah. We gotta let go.
Right, and I get it. So I can't control the weather. I can't even control you. Can't even control you guys.
Oh, good luck. Man.
Yeah, there's no way.
You might as well stop while you're ahead.
There's a saying, you know, let go and let God.
4 diced tomatoes.
Okay.
2 tomato paste. 2 pineapple slices. 12 small applesauce.
We finished inventory. Welcome to Evenings with Jessica and Captain Sequoia, where the cops show up and you hang out, eat ice cream in your underwear, and chat about stories getting arrested by the police.
Yeah, we just got a little visit from the sheriff of the county here where we are in Florida, because we're parked on a dock right next to the sign that says no docking here.
And we're massive.
And we're also at a dock where you're not supposed to stay overnight. We've been here for about 5 days so far.
He's like, how long have you been here? A couple days. I forget what day it is.
And his response to that was, "Oh, you've been here long enough to attract attention."
He said that like 3 times.
Yeah. And so, anyway, but that reminds me of other times I've been visited by cops. Want to hear some stories?
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Which one first? On my 21st birthday, how I got arrested for the contributing...
You remember that far back?
Thank you. I got arrested for contributing to the delinquency of a minor on my 21st birthday. None of us could sing or play any instruments, but that was irrelevant. We were just going to make a lot of noise and do wild and crazy shit on stage. And the next thing we know, there's a cop car next to us, and he's pulling us over and putting him in the back of the car to take him to juvenile hall. And meanwhile, I've got my pockets just full of LSD and mushrooms and hash and pot and everything.
How are you carrying all of that on you?
It was normal. That's what I carried in my pockets
at all times.
Well, of course.
Just a normal Tuesday.
Yeah, and I was like just barely awake. I was like, "Huh? What's going on?" And they said, "You've been bailed out. Get out of here." And they pointed to the door. So I walked over to the door and I opened the door and I started walking out, and that was the front steps of the city jail. And out there in front of me was all my friends in the theater group, and they sang me happy birthday on the steps of the jail that night.
How nice.
It was nice. And they had gone on to the street fair and told them the story that I'd gotten arrested on the way, and they passed the hat, and that's where they got the money for the bail. And collected donations to bail me out.
I think the last time I got arrested about a month after I moved to Las Vegas, one of my girlfriends from childhood that I've known forever, I dated her brother, my sister dated her other brother, and my mom dated her dad in high school. We go way back.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Who was dating whose
And we
sister?
went out to the Strip, and because of past troubles I had gotten in, I made sure I did not drink at all on the Strip, because I lived like 20 minutes away. Literally right next to my apartment complex, I stopped at like the watering hole that I used to drink at all the time, because I'm a block from my home. The bartender I was actually dating at the time, I asked him what he thought I should do. Like, asked if he could give me a ride when he got off work, and he was like, well, in the meantime, just go sleep in the booth. And I'm like, I'm not sleeping in the booth in this sketchy ass place. Like, it was. So I decided to go sleep in my car, put my keys in my purse, but they were sitting on the floor, because I wasn't really thinking about it. Like, I know you're technically supposed to put them in your trunk or throw them in the bushes. I was like, no cop's gonna come bother me. I have a knock, knock, knock on my window, and I wake up, and a cop is standing there, a female cop. She's like, get out of the car. And I get out, and I'm just like, hi. I'm like, I have no intention of driving. Like, I'm dating the bartender. I drank here tonight, and I live like a block away. She's like, well, I have to call another officer on the scene to do a field sobriety test. And I was like, I'm drunk. Like, I promise you I'm drunk. Like,
the intent to drive? You're not actually driving?
It doesn't matter. If you have the intent.
What a crock of shit.
And they had to take me to Clark County, not Henderson jail, where I actually got arrested because it was full, the Henderson jail. I spent 8 days in Clark County Detention Center thinking I was never going to get out, because they arrested me on a Wednesday, and they said that I had to wait through the weekend. Come Monday, they said they lost my paperwork and they couldn't find it. So I met a stripper in jail who had gotten 6 DUIs before, and she connected me with her lawyer. And he got me out.
Jeez.
And I actually saw the cop who arrested me at the same bar. So it turns out she was coming in to get breakfast during her shift that night.
Jeez.
That's the only reason she had stopped at this bar, was to go in and get breakfast.
Oh, man.
And I saw her again.
What a raw deal.
I saw her again just a couple days later at the bar, and I actually went up to her and I was like, hey, remember me? And I was like, I just got out of jail like 3 days ago. And it was like 2 weeks later almost. And she was like, oh, I'm so... She actually apologized. She was like, oh, I'm sorry about that. And I was like, yeah, okay. Like, what are you sorry for? You called someone else when you didn't have to.
And it was my job to water your plants when they got there. And me and my buddies are the ones that hopped the fence at night and harvested them and smoked them. And that was some righteous weed.
No way.
Yes,
that
absolutely.
is not true.
It is absolutely true, 100%. I guarantee it.
Crazy.
Isn't that funny?
Oscar returned, and then we had some good news about the weather.
Let's talk about the weather.
Yes.
We're getting ready to go to the Bahamas. We're going to be going south for a while, because if we tried to go due east, one, we'd be going against the wind, and two, we'd be the Gulf Stream current would carry us way the hell up here, and we'd miss the Bahamas. So we're going to have to go south along the coast for a while. Look what happens in 3 hours at 1 in the morning. Magically, the wind gets even less. So as soon as we get down here and the wind gets a whole lot less, then we can start heading across the Gulf Stream. By 4 a.m., the wind is not only very, very light, but it's coming from the north. It's just absolutely perfect. It couldn't be any better than this.
We did some last-minute loading of more food and medical supplies for Haiti, and then we were off to sail through the Bahamas. We were excited to be inching closer and closer to Ile Vache, as many were patiently awaiting our arrival. At this point, I don't think anything could stop us, but we still had obstacles ahead. Stay tuned for the next episode, and thank you for watching.